we will be switching up.
Oh, it is, and we're
Hopefully
just
this
getting into it,
pops up
guys. All right,
properly.
so we're getting into our first game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Divergent Gaming Open. My name is Inverum, joined by Baba Booey. We have King of Blades Alpha versus Team Higher Consciousness here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Looks like this is being a little bit glitchy.
Okay.
The window is being glitchy. There we go. All right. Don't know what that was. Had to refresh it a couple times. Yes, we are into... The draft is available. It is definitely not what it's supposed to be. I don't know what is going on here. I guess my settings did not save properly. That is very weird. Okay.
Perfect.
Here we go. So, we are in the draft, and we saw the first band, Tyrande, come out, and then an Uther band, which is very surprising. What do you think of the Uther band?
I think it's definitely based on the map. Uther is incredibly strong on this. Basically, small spaces, Uther dominates. The stun lockdown he provides is basically, it's invaluable. It's one of the reasons Tyrande is so strong. It's just her ability to combo. See Tastar getting picked up as well. I think Uther was pretty much just a response. He's such a good pick right now. They just want to get him off the table and then work with the power picks that remain. Tastar's being picked up. He's great on this map. Wave clear. Wave clear is often underrated on a lot of maps, but this is one of the most important ones because it's not one of those maps where you can say, we're going to push somewhere else and then push an objective and we can split push and all this stuff. The map is so small that rotations are king. And having that vision, having that oracle trait just allows you to have that much more control of the map. And later in the game, force walls can do a lot of work.
And be on the lookout for Zagara to just dominate that bot lane. So we will be looking to see if the Higher Consciousness, THC, I think they're going with THC. We'll call them THC.
You'll call them THC.
Which is totally a drug reference. Totally not a drug reference.
Totally just
Tender helping care.
Tender helping care. That's it.
And an ETC pickup. So we are looking for, once again, THC to, I'm going to go with Tender helping care. The Higher Consciousness to try and roam on that Zagara early and shut down her creep spread. The creep spread is really what makes Zagara strong. So if you can keep that down early and manage to not allow her to get those big creep, what's the word I'm looking for? Creep carpets. There we go. Creep highways if you're a StarCraft 2 player. Yep. And we saw the monk band, so it's real. There's going to be almost no supports left. There's going to be very little supports.
I predicted Jaina ban here.
Jaina?
She's not been picked for banned. I'm surprised. I would expect her to be banned out here. I think it's a very good choice, that Monk ban, because honestly, you don't really want to... King of Blades wasn't going to pick Monk, most likely, into Kael'thas. Only a few teams are gutsy enough to do that. So I think denying it from THC was definitely a good call. I would be very surprised to not see a Jaina ban here. She's one of the two mages still left on the table. And she does pair very well with that Maw Ring of Frost combo that we saw pulled out, and then there it is. So yeah, there's no hesitation.
Pretty much instant Rainer pickup. And
Tyrael.
Very nice. I really like it. So we'll probably see a Malfurion out of King of Blades. So I'm looking for THC to pick up Malfurion here.
Yeah, I would expect them to as well. I think not denying King of Blades that Malf would be a big mistake, both in the fact that you've got Maw into Root, you've also got Sank and Trank, that deadly ultimate combo where you take no damage and you heal for a lot. So
we're looking for a Malf pickup, probably this rotation. Maybe they'll go with something a little less standard, like a medic or a Rhaegar. Okay, Rhaegar makes sense too, because there isn't a lot of burst coming out of King of Blades. So you're likely to get those big ancestral healings off, which is nice. And what are you looking for a second pick? I'm actually expecting something like a Falstad, maybe. Falstad could be good against a double tank. Maybe a Sylvanas.
Yeah, I think Val, someone with Giant Killer into double tank, I think would be what they're going to be looking for. Raynor would have been, I think, their ideal pick. Falstad is, I would normally 100% say Falstad, except for the fact that it's Tomb. Only reason I could see potentially Vala being a pick here. Who knows? You might see something crazy. Sylvanas would also be a really good pick. I think
I want to see. I want to see a Gazlo. So that's my new prediction.
A new prediction, Gazlo. Sounds good. And
we will see the pick coming in very shortly.
They're
And
running
then
out
what
of
are we
time.
looking for out of King of Blades? We are looking for healer, and we said Malfurion will probably be the pickup. Thrall.
Oh,
It's the shout out to Super Smash Bros. Thrall.
yes,
I
they're
actually really
living
like it.
vicariously through this game right now.
I really like it.
So do I.
I'm a fan
I
of the
feel like
Thrall.
it. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be part of that roam squad with ETC to start if they're going to try to getting pickoffs. They don't have a lot of hard CC, but into King of Blades you don't really need it. There's not any big ultimates you need to stop. Um, Unfortunately for THC, King of Blades just have quite a few ways to stop the. No,
Medic.
it's a medic.
That stem drainer is going to be scary if he doesn't die. So THC's goal for this game is early game shut down Zagara, and then late game kill Lieutenant Morales. But we will probably see the sanctification being thrown on Lieutenant Morales, and she just kind of stands still and heals one person for a lot of healing. So will be interesting.
Absolutely.
And did you?
I just got an invite, and we're in the game now, and I'm on slot 1, so I will attempt to do the camera work for this first game and hop on me. Let me know if that works, and not. You can always. You got
back
it.
to the Skype overlay.
Perfect. Welcome back, everyone.
That is not.
So we're about to go into our first game of the Divergent Gaming Open. This is our first round. Keep in mind, this is a best of 1. So this is between King of Blades Alpha and Team Higher Consciousness. So King of Blades Alpha were in our finals last week. They put on a great show. It was a crazy back and forth series. Fantastic team. So I'm really excited to see what they do here. THC, they're a pretty new team, but I'm expecting some good things from them. I recognize some of these names, so I feel like we're going to have a great show from them. I'm just going to let the teams know that we're good to go, and we're going to come to you with this game really shortly.
We're going to try and get it very quickly. And the one thing we have to look for is the Skinergy. Who wins the skin battle? That is important.
What is Skinergy? For everyone who doesn't know.
Well, there's a few definitions. I like the definition of your whole team matching. You can get that one, you're good. But also the Skinergy of going mount, and hero combination, same color, is also really good. So when you see, who's a good example of this? Blue Jaina on blue Void Speeder. It's a good one.
Ooh, that's always good. Or the blue Headless Horseman, one of my favorites in that
one. And we also have a request from chat in Vera.
Yes.
Would you be able to pick up one of those guitars and play some Van Halen for us?
I will do the intro to Eruption. I will not do the intro to Eruption. That would be slightly sad.
I apologize, Debonair.
Yeah, sorry, bud. No, you don't get to see me shred tonight. Tweedly deedlies, all that good stuff. But yeah.
Oh, we're seeing Earthshaker, Thrall, and Mechatassadar.
All right,
the skin
guys.
war is determined by which team has the better skins. Minus points for standard skins.
They do. So far I see a lot of Masters. I see a Mechatassadar. Pretty pumped. So we're loading into this game, guys. This is game 1. Before we get started, big shout out to our sponsor, Red Rook, for helping us put this tournament together. Big shout out to David S., who is our crowdfunding top sponsor of the week, our Toasted level sponsor. And also make sure to check out Gale Force Esports on Teespring. They're selling some t-shirts, putting some money together. So hopefully, if all things go well for them, they're going to get invited to the Heroes Rising Open potentially qualifiers. So that'd be exciting for them. Help put some money together towards that. We love supporting the amateur scene here, so we're all about trying to get these amateur teams as much love as we can. So here we are. We're loading into the game. Bowie, do you want to introduce this first team?
Yeah, and if you would like to be one of those toasted sponsor, make sure to check us out at Sestolo.com.
Absolutely.
Campaign. So we do see Dark Chimera on the Medic. We do see Talking Trees on Raynor, Tomster on Zagara, Collusion on Tyrael, very nice master skin, and Faker Fangirl on Johanna.
Yep, and coming on the other side, we've got Justing on ETC, Kobe on Tassadar, Necromongers on Kael'thas, and Buds on Thrall, and Lerner on Rhaegar.
And that is massive. So which team do you think wins the skin war with this one? There isn't a lot of Skinergy going on.
You know what? I think just because of that Metroid skin there on Dark Chimera, I'm going to have to give this to King of Blades. But here we go.
All right.
The game is beginning.
Are we looking to see that level 1 strategy where you drop down the do a talents at level 1? Reduce for your constitution. Yep. So
pretty standard talent choices coming out here.
Yep, and something we neglected to mention, Thrall is bugged currently with Grace of Air.
Oh.
Yes, apparently. I haven't played him. I haven't tested this, but apparently he's bugged. So we will probably see a giant killer out of him.
I would expect that as well. So far, just a back and forth here. We're going to watch for Tassadar and Scar to rotate down to this bot lane, gets it up there. We've got the 4-man roam squads back and forth. So far, King of Blades has the advantage coming into the rotations. Look for them to just clear these waves a little bit quicker. I think that makes sense. They do have slightly more wave clear. Johanna is so fantastic on this map for that reason. Have you actually helped out my obs, or are you doing that well?
I have not. Is it Control C? Alt 1?
Control 1? Control 1, I believe, and then W or T. I mean, you can do it this first game. We're good to go. I just wanted to make sure. And let me know if we do. But anyway, coming to this game so far, pretty standard back and forth. Slight experience lead coming out here for King of Blades. A little bit of a...
I was in yours for a second.
Oh?
No, I'm not. All right.
That's all right, buddy. You got this. Zagara is going to be bullying Tassadar out of the bot lane a little bit here.
That is Zagara's main feature. She is the biggest lane bully pretty much in the game. I don't know anyone who can stand up to her 1v1. Used to be Leoric could, then they nerfed him a little bit because he was a little bit too strong. Just a tiny bit.
Yep.
You can no longer one-shot that Hydralisk, so...
That's true. Chen is pretty much the only counter to her, but his synergy with a lot of teams, like a lot of other comps right now, isn't over the top. So a lot of teams are opting to not go for that in terms of just kind of mix in that rotation. So we'll look at some point for THC to rotate down to that bot lane and try and clean up that Zagara creep. But here a little bit of scuffle going in. Johanna's just going to pop Iron Skin. No big deal for her. Then now notice interesting combination there. We have the shields coming out from Tyrael with that Iron Skin trait from Johanna. So she's actually going to be quite robust going into those little scrapes. She was able to just tank that damage, no problem. Collusion's going to be that strong frontliner. We got Faker Fangirl watching the flank. Very good positioning coming in from King of Blades. They know exactly how to handle this. They're doing a very good job of this so far. And Raynor is just going to be putting together those season marksman stacks. He's having a great time with this opening.
And just remember, this bottom lane is going very heavily in Zagara's favor. We did not see any roam down from THC very early. Oh, that is... You're going to need to speak, because I just realized I don't have the team names up properly.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, no worries.
That is an issue.
That's okay. We're going to have that coming together. Just so you guys know, the red team is THC, Team Higher Consciousness. And we got King of Blades, Alpha, on the blue side. Oh, he's going to have that overlay coming to you really quickly. Sorry about that just off the start. It's the first game of the night. We're just getting everything, all the kinks worked out and everything coming together here. So yeah, here we go now. We're going to finally see that roam down to the bottom lane. Necromonger is going to give a little bit of help to his teammate there on the Mecha Tassadar skin. Help push the guard back a little bit. Her creep spread is okay. I've seen a little bit more there. Notice she...
They are clearing now, so that is a good reaction by them to step up and clear the waves.
Exactly. I'm curious to see whether she'll take the Endless Creep Town level 7 or whether she opt for that, the Regeneration, whose name I can't remember at this moment in time.
I believe... I don't remember it either. I was going to try and go for it, but I don't remember either.
It's her lovely version. Rapid Incubation,
right,
thank
that's
you.
That's what it is. There you go.
I personally love that talent, especially on small maps.
And Venom, out of Thrall at level 4, what do you think?
I like it. I feel like he's, in the early game, he's going to be responsible for putting together a lot of their damage. They're going to kind of lean to Kale Fast in the late game to kind of dish that out a little bit more, but in the early game, having a little bit of extra burst out of Buds, I think will make a big difference in these small engages, especially if they're looking to go for picks. But so far, King of Blades is putting up a near indestructible front line. That double tank with Medic and Raynor in the back line, that is just a scary combination. It's that arm's reach style composition where you have that pretty much indestructible front with that back line that just dishes insane amounts of damage. And good job from Necromongers to keep coming down here and at least putting that pressure on Zagara to kind of, tell her, you can't quite exert your pressure on this lane. We're going to contest you. We're going to make you a little scared.
And one of the best things you can do to deal with that is actually throw down the Web Weavers. And they did get the turn in. They're tiny bit behind on experience. Should get up to speed pretty quickly. Just about a minion wave once Tassadar rotates down and clears that, or this top wave is cleared. We will see that experience back up at about even. Endless Creep for Zagara, looking for that extra vision control, extra movement speed. Battle momentum out of both Johanna and Tyrael. Very interesting pickup. And increased explosion radius on the displacement grenade for Medic.
I think that's interesting. And also note that she actually took a Bio Shield at level 4. Now that's an interesting talent. I'm going to tell you why. Because most often you see a lot of medics opt for the block. And into a team that consists of a Thrall, and you think, okay, block might be an interesting choice. But they've got this double tank, both of which operate with shields. You have, especially in these rotations, she has the ability to pump up these shields right before they're going into fights. They're pretty much going to know when they're going to be going to these fights. She's going to have the ability to do a little bit of pre-shielding, which I think is absolutely fantastic. That's very much a reaction play to this map. and especially even the way they're playing it right now. I think it's a very good choice from them. But right now, the XP is incredibly even. They did a fantastic job clearing up those web weavers.
Yes, it was. They actually stayed had an experience after that. So we'll figure Fangula and yes, she will. I don't.
Yep. Interesting to note. No double silent talent coming for ETC. He's going to slide through though. A little bit of harassment there. Nice job for him to get out. He has not picked up a level 7 talent yet.
That happens. Sometimes you just forget.
Yeah.
So he will be reminded every level that he has not picked a talent.
Yes, indeed. So far, also very standard talent choices coming out here. Tastar is going with this currently very meta shield build. He's going to act as their true secondary support. I personally love these changes made to Tastar. It's making him, I think, a lot more viable in that true, making him a little less of a specialist and a little more of an actual support player. It's going to help Learner out because Rhaegar really comes online at level 16 when he gets those tidal waves. And I feel like this shield build, especially with Thrall, is going to do a lot of work in the early game to try and just assist Rhaegar in some of those early fights.
Yeah, and we do see a train that we did see a lot last week, and that was the ETC being picked up. And the one thing we saw with ETC was that teams that were able to utilize them well and get those good mosh pits were able to win games with them. But if you
here we go.
Those mosh pits, they were a problem.
Yep, and here we go. The pick coming up on Faker Fangirl. Great healing coming up from the Monk, though. I think he's actually going to make it out. Great chain CC coming out from Team Higher Conscious that they weren't quite able to finish him. Dark Chimera was doing a great job there on that medic to keep him alive, healing just through that chain bomb damage to keep him in double digits of health alive there. Now, one thing to note, medic is the best single target healer in the game at the moment. So,
especially with that resistance talent or the resistance ability.
Exactly. So, you know, the trauma, having that way to put a shield on your ally to reduce damage, it's definitely one of those ways to help counteract a little bit of these pick-oriented compositions we have with the Kael'thas and the Thrall and the ETC. But we have level 10 coming out so far for King of Blade Alpha and now
standard
for other
picks,
teams.
Very standard picks. And blue does get their turn in right as they hit level 10, so this is a pretty big range. But look for ETC to be able to hit a huge mosh pit, just because teams tend to group up a lot around this area. And a Blessed Shield comes out.
Here we go, the gauge on them. Yep,
Right.
Necromonger's barely making out. Great shields from Tassover. No, he is going to go down. That was a fantastic engage. Very gutsy play for coming up from Faker Fangirl. KT was almost to the gate, but they saw an opportunity and they jumped on it. Great try from Kubi to try and keep him alive, but that was a fantastic way to go into this. We got the Hyperion being dropped. Buds is trying to do a little bit of damage here, but it's 4v5. I don't think they can contest this. I think this fort is going to go down.
Yes, and we probably will see this engage here coming out.
We have the Stim Drone coming down on Talking Trees. I think that might have been a bit of a misplay. I think they're just going to back out.
Force Wall and some Sunder to just... Nope, no Sunders used.
No Sunder.
Thunder would have been a very valid choice there, just throw them away.
But
you have to watch out for the anti-synergy on that. Anti-synergy being when communication just isn't quite there and you throw out two abilities that work opposite what they're supposed to do. So Mosh Pit into Sunder or Sunder into Mosh Pit, which causes the other one to miss.
Yeah, but right now we have Stim Drone down, so I think if there was a chance for THG to try and come back into this early game and try and pick a fight, I think it would be now.
And we did see the power side talents out of ETC to help pick off that medic at level 1. So I do like where his mindset is at. He knows he has to get that medic, and it pretty much relies on him.
And then, so they've got two supports. I don't feel like he probably needs to go for that groupies or those globe talents at level 1. I feel like that was probably a good choice. I'm a personal fan of the groupies talent line, but so far, not really. I think it's a good choice with the double support. We've got 83 gems coming up the side of King of Blades Alpha. If they wanted to, they could turn in again. And lots of gems stacking up for both these teams. I have to admit, King of Blades did take very good advantage of that last web weavers, but so far teams not totally taking advantage of it. I think if there was a chance to fight, though, THG needs to do it now before they hit level 13. They need to go in now, or they're...
And it's a bit too late now. Tiny bit too late.
Yeah.
They can still look for an engage if we see King of Blades Alpha overextend.
Yeah. I think they're just going to split up, though, try and take out as many of these lanes as possible, give up this mid fort, and just try and stoke 13. I think that's pretty much all they can do at this point.
Now, intensive care out of the medic. Not often opting for a defensive talent at 13. What do you think about that?
No couples therapy.
And no special.
And I think... Sorry. No, that's right. That would be couples therapy. Or expulsion, yes. So I think it actually with double tank. So it's a confident play. He's saying, I trust my front line to keep me out of trouble. I don't think they can get in and come and get me. Also, double tank, it is fantastic. Johanna runs in and tanks, you throw that on her, and you're just going to put out an insane amount of healing. And I love how confident Rainer's being throwing at this Hyperion. Also notice the positioning he's putting it. Zoning out this team is going to be coming from mid lane. ETC is going to look for an engagement here. Plus shield's going down, stunning one for all, taking lots of damage. Watch the Ancestral come out. There it is. Where's ETC? He just backed up there. He's not sitting on this front line.
He was going for the peel on Thrall. A little bit of miscommunication between the ETC looking for the re-engage and looking for the disengage, and Rhaegar looking to throw it Ancestral.
Yeah. So they're just going to back up.
Stealing the Merc camps. Asserting their dominance right now.
Yeah, very confident play coming out.
It's a very tight choke. You could see a punish, but they still aren't 13, which is when Kael'thas really gets his huge power spike. And once you land that, even a 3-man mosh pit with ETC and Living Bomb, Chain Bomb-ified, level 13 talent Chain Bomb-ified, that's actually what it's called.
Yeah.
You will see people just die pretty quickly. And just paint the map blue out of King of Blades Alpha right now, looking to get every Merc camp they can. Probably not going to look to pressure boss just because it's very risky.
I think they'll probably wait till 16 when they're up at talent here.
Yeah.
One interesting thing to note is we talk about putting things on the back of ETC. What that means is he is going to be responsible for getting that clutch mosh pit that will get this team back in the game. But we have a way to counter that mosh pit coming out from every single member of King of Blades, if you were to count Sanctification. And we have a way to... Every single player on the side of King of Blades has a talent that will stop that mosh pit. Or negate it, essentially. But here we go. We have the engage coming down on Rhaegar, the Blessed Shield going out, Ancestral going up, not quite in time. He's going to go down with quite a few gems. Lerner, a little bit out of position there. He was standing on creep. That's something interesting to note. This creep spread from Zagara has been really picking up here. That endless creep talent is really paying off. And Lerner thought he was safe, but he was a little bit out of position. His team was up towards the mid lane, and he was down in that bot lane. And
are we going to see him for boss right now?
I would be very surprised if they didn't. Yeah, they need, though they do need 12 gems. So what they watch them to do is to start. I think they're going to take boss and then turn in. That would be what I would do here. But it looks like that's not what they're going to do. I think they could end the game if they did that right now. But it looks like they're just going to do the safe play. They're just going to turn in, not bother pressuring boss.
Well, if you look at the bottom lane, they do have catapults starting to pile in, right? So, are we seeing engage? Nope. Disengage comes out. Yeah, continue speaking. So, the catapults force a reaction out of the enemy team, right? It forces someone to go down there, otherwise you're going to start taking core damage.
Absolutely.
And
watch for fake fangirl. Yep. Oh, here we go. A little bit of scuffle. Sorry to interrupt there. I think maybe the fight's going to happen. Continue. I apologize.
Yeah, so what that means is that it's going to be a 4v5. And rotations are pretty quick on this map, just basically because it's so small. Blizzard described it as a knife fight in a closet.
Yep.
And
describing it. Justin, you're a little out of position there, friend. Is he going to get caught off and push back a little bit? Nice shields coming in from Master. No, he's going to be all right. But yes, continue.
Yeah, so it does give you the opportunity to pressure that boss. They don't have a very quick way to burn it down. Double mutilates will burn it down pretty quickly. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Double charge on the medic's E. Is that a snare trigger?
Oh, that is a confidence play. Also potentially to deal with ETC and Mosh Pit. That is a direct counter to ETC. Medic knows that he's got that second grenade that he can throw out. Mosh Pit ever decides to go down, he's not caught in it. He's going to be A-okay there. Great. This King of Blades Alpha is just so dominant right now. They're up at talent here. They're going in. Faker Fangirl's absolutely confident with his medic healing. Dark Chimera has been on point this whole game. Justing, trying to look for an engagement, but they're giving him no options. He's got nowhere to go.
I am pretty worried for THC at this point, just because the later this game goes, the stronger Raynor is with that Seasoned Marksman.
Yes, indeed.
And the stronger Medic's healing gets.
He's picked up 50 stacks.
50?
50.
Are you sure?
40, well, he needs 49. He needs one more. He needs one more minion, and he'll have 50.
That's ridiculous.
For those of you who don't know, that is an incredibly high number for 15 minutes in the game. These rotations, you can tell. I mentioned in the early game.
I think I got to your camera, so...
Oh, fantastic. There we are.
Point. You want to zoom out?
No, I'm... Zoom out. There we are.
Sub button. There you go.
So here we have these engagements looking to happen here.
What is the button to remove? It's Control K, right?
Control K.
Alt K. There we go.
There you are. Kaldor mode. Thank you, Ollie, for looking out for us. Okay, so basically we're in a position now where THC cannot fight without 16. Because Rhaegar comes online at 16. And without that talent, I don't think they can... I think they're just going to get run over in these fights. If they can get up here and pull off something incredible, they can come back in this game. It's still a chance. We're going to look for it to happen here. The question is going to happen is, can they hit 16 before they lose this keep? because coming back from losing 3 keeps is incredibly difficult. And so far, I'm just trying to get as much of this fight here. But here we go. Hyperion being thrown down. Justin taking lots of damage. The stun coming in. There's the follow-up and the Ancestral going down. But yes, he's going to get it. Okay, Thompson taking lots of damage. Faker Fangirl. But the Stim Drone coming out on Talking Trees. He's going to be dishing out a lot of damage here. Buds is going down. That damage coming out from Talking Trees. Absolutely obliterating Thrall. And I think that's going to be GG. I don't think there's anything that THE is going to be pulled off here. Justin, we're going to look for him to pull off a big mosh pit. But so far, there has not been an opportunity, and no, they're not going to go for the jugular. They're going to go for the safe play. They'll back up. They'll take boss. They've got 22 seconds on Thrall. Tomster, he doesn't care. Dark Chimera's like, buddy, I got you. I got you. So, they think they're going to back up here. They've got 23 coins. They're going to look to take camps. They're playing this absolutely safe. They probably could have ended there, but you know what? They're saying, we're just going to play it safe. We're just going to take it easy. We're going to take some camps. And honestly, the 16 to 18 now, there aren't even talent here. I keep saying it. If there was, and here comes the play, but creep. Absolute respect coming out to Tomster. His creep spray has been fantastic. But here we go. A little bit of pressure coming in here on Johanna. Justin takes quite a bit of damage.
How does he have so many coins?
They haven't been able to turn in. They've been forced off these points. And Justin is taking so much damage. That giant killer coming up from Rainer is... Where's Blessed Shield blow? Oh, Necromancer coming down here. So here we have...
I believe it doesn't show it's on cooldown.
Nope, I don't think it's... But here we go. Necromancer's taking lots of damage. Parker popping Arcane Shield, but he's going to get Maud. Here we go. Phoenix is throwing doing a little bit of damage. Bud's taking that Ancestral. He's going to do a lot of work. Justin, where's the mosh pit? If we're going to see, we need to see it now. Holy Ground zoning him out a little bit. But here we go. Talking Trees. He's got that Stim Drone. He's got that double stun. Is he going to take it down? And no. So, actually, he doesn't have double stun. Oh, yes, he does. Okay, so... Yeah, I think they're just going to back up here. I think now's the time for boss.
They are looking to boss right now. And this is the throw pit, but again, 3 keeps down. This looks like it's pretty open and shut at this point. 3 keeps.
No Maw. No Stim Drone.
It's true, they don't have any ults. For some reason,
no Ancestral. Mosh Pit's still up. Have we seen a Mosh Pit this game?
We have not.
We have not. I don't even think it's been cast.
We've seen 1 Sunder, I believe, and 0 Mosh Pits.
Yeah.
There just hasn't been an opportunity to.
Yeah, and I think at this point, you just got to give her. Yep. Oh, here we go. Necromancer's popping Arcane Shield's getting picked up. Holy Ground to zone him out. He's a little bit out of position. They're throwing with the Phoenix, but I think he's just going to keep getting stunny. And here he goes. He's going to go down. This boss is coming in. Justin taking lots of damage. They couldn't keep him up. We had 8 or 10 seconds left on that Ancestral. Great Holy Grounds. The Invulnerable being popped, though, by Kubi. Absolutely great job by Collusion here to zone out these players. There goes the Hyperion. Here comes the boss. There's the GG being called. They know there's just be nothing they can do at this point. Lerner just going to go down. Rainer doing incredible amounts.
How many stacks did Rainer in this game at?
He's currently sitting at 58 stacks, and he's put out a whopping 41. Actually, Cigar topping charts here at 60k damage, but there's going to be GG, our first game, going the way of King of Blades Alpha. Congrats to them.